Welcome back to the channel. My name is Stephen Nguyen. I'm a pharmacist and I own 52 units of real estate. So today I've been kind of reflecting about how long it takes for me to take action from when I learn something to how fast I take action. And for me, my whole life, I've always been, when I need to do something, I do it immediately, right? And I apply this concept to everywhere. I apply this to my W-2 job. I apply this if I need to do something in real estate. I apply this if I want to do something new, right? Like if I want to open a pharmacy, I take quick action. When I wanted to open my Amazon dropshipping store, I took quick action. When I wanted to close my Amazon store because I was losing money, I took quick action. When I didn't want to do the pharmacy partnership anymore, I ended it and made quick action. When I want to buy multifamily and buy real estate, I decide and I take fast decisions, right? So for context, and this is where a lot of people fail, is they take forever to make a decision. And for me, it's very interesting. Like, in the W-2 world, people are like, oh, okay, give me to the end of the week, or give me the end of 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks. But in reality, what's going to happen is they're going to say, I want 2 more weeks. Reality, they're going to forget about it, put out a bunch of other fires. And by the time 2 weeks comes, they did nothing, right? So instead, I'd rather just make a quick decision now. And most decisions only take about maybe 1 to 2 hours at most to think about if you truly break it down, or even less, right? So for me, I've always been the type to make a quick decision, for better or for worse, right? So like, for example, when I wanted to buy my primary residence, I've researched maybe, around multiple cities. I looked at townhomes, condos, single family homes. I noticed that, okay, if I want to buy a single family home, it's probably gonna be over $1 million, and it's gonna be a fixer upper $1 million. The layout's gonna be old. And then I said, okay, well, maybe that's not worth it. I don't have the capital right now to, buy $1 million home unless I sell a property. I don't want to deal with renovations, which may take about 3 to 6 months. And now you're paying rent plus the mortgage for renovations. It's too stressful. So I said, okay, let's look at some new build townhomes, because that's mostly more affordable now, right? So I started looking at townhomes. I was looking at like 1980s townhomes and realized they're around $850,000, need some renovation, and it probably would be a bidding war, right? Versus when I discovered my current townhome, and they were selling for $900,000, I just thought, okay, this is literally $50,000 more. It's brand new, so it's nice, modern layout, right? You got the 10-foot ceilings, island kitchen, more modern amenities. It's a smart home, so it has like a Ring doorbell, smart lock on it. All the appliances are smart, so it's just more well designed and more modern, right? There's a lot of nice amenities in this community, that they're building, like a pool, a gym, parks, hiking trails. It's really nice, right? So the moment I realized, okay, I'm paying $50,000 more, and this is $50,000 on a 5-10% loan, right? So realistically, if it's like 10% for $50,000, that's $5,000 more. If I put 5% down, so that's $2,500 more. So would you pay $5,000 more to get a house that you don't have to deal with renovation? It's an easy process to buy, right? Like literally, I just walked up, said, I want this one, scoped out some units that are being built. Like, I want this one, boom, went home, I'm finished, right? So literally, I made a quick decision, didn't fret over it, did my research, and made the best decision I have, the data I had at the time, right? However, if I made a wrong decision, I need a pivot, then I make a quick pivot. So let's just say later I found out that, okay, it's not worth it, pivot, change your mind, sell it, right? That's how I did my Amazon store. Like at first I thought, okay, quick, easy money, shiny object syndrome, put $30,000, bought an Amazon dropshipping store, quickly realized that was a complete shit show. They know what they're doing, was losing money, closed it fast, right? Same with my pharmacy, realized that, the partnership wasn't going to work out. Some people were carrying their weight, some people weren't, no one knew what they're doing. So I left quick, right? And then same thing with my mobile home park. I basically owned it for like a year and a half, realized that the property manager was incompetent. So it took me a year and a half to realize that, which is not good, but they were incompetent, and it took me like a year to sell it, right? So I made a quick decision to sell it and then move on. So that's where a lot of people fail, is they take forever to make one simple decision, right? And because of that, they get paralyzed. They forget about it, and then they'll remember it like 3-4 months later, and then try it again, and then give up again, right? So for me, I just make a decision and I move on, and I might pivot later again, right? So I'd rather, because think about it, let's just say someone who made delayed his decision by 3 months versus I made a quick decision. In 3 months, I might already know if it's worth it or not to continue, right? Like if it's worth it or not to continue doing this. Versus the person who did nothing, they're still like in that weird, awkward limbo state. And then along the way, I learned about myself. I give myself clarity, right? Like my mobile home park took me 2 years or 2.5 years to deal with it, but now I know mobile home park's not for me, right? Amazon dropshipping store is not for me. So it gave me clarity as to what works best for me. And that's just buying multifamily real estate in Oklahoma, single family homes in California, and single family homes in Huntsville, Alabama. That's it. And then after that, it's just buying index funds, right? That's me. That's me, right? And now, I was a life insurance agent for a bit, sold one life insurance policy and realized I hated this. Let it go. But at least I learned about life insurance because I was using it to buy my own, right? Now I want to be a real estate broker. And, I'll go through all the exam, I'll document my journey, but it's probably gonna cost me maybe $2,000-$3,000 all in. And then I'm gonna try it out. Maybe I like it, maybe I don't, right? But I'll make a quick decision either way. So if I'm quick to decide to become a broker, great. I'll finish it, do it, 2025 when my life's a little more stable and easy, and I have more capacity. And after that, I'll try it. If I hate it, then I'll stop, right? Or if I can sell one house a year without trying, why not keep it, right? It'll pay for itself. So for me, it's like low risk, right? Like, okay, I spent $3,000, try it out, waste some time. Maybe it takes me like 2-3 weeks to go through all the modules. And then at that point, you take the exam and then now you're licensed, right? So then you start advertising. That's the hard part. So you can tell how successful someone is based on how quick of a decision they make, right? Like how fast can they make a decision? And then from there, be able to, analyze, like, did that decision make sense or not, right? So that's kind of the downside of like working in the government or in politics is that, like, it takes forever to make a decision happen versus like, if you have your own business or it's under your control, you can make quick decisions and respond accordingly. So that's why people are really surprised. And it's kind of funny. The busiest people are the ones that respond the fastest because we have so much to do and we just want to get off our plate to move on to the next issue, right? Versus some people, they linger on problems for like weeks and weeks and weeks, right? And in the time they make one decision, people who move fast, make like 10, 20, 100 decisions. And now you start to do the compound effect of that. That's why some people get so far ahead, right? Over time. Like me, I made a decision to buy real estate when I was 27 years old. Bought a house. I literally made 5 offers and I got a house, right? And then after that, I was like, all right, I want to do this again. I bought another house. Once again, spent like every weekend. I went to open houses, made offers every weekend. And then after 5 weekends, I got a house. I moved to Los Angeles, Orange County area. And when I moved there, I was like, you know what? I want to buy a house. So I just looked at multiple houses, made like, I think 30, 40 offers, and I finally got a house, right? Oh, I want to buy a house in Huntsville, Alabama because it's cheap and it cash flows. I bought it, right? Like this house, it took me like maybe a month of research to buy this home. And every weekend I would just do open homes with my fiance, check out areas in different neighborhoods, found this one, this is the best by far, bought it, no brainer, right? So if you see how fast someone makes a decision, that will indicate how successful they are, right? Because these decisions compound over time. And by not deciding, you're making a decision. And that decision is the status quo. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? But just know that whether you make a decision or not, you are making a decision, right? Like if you don't respond, that means that your response is status quo, right? But if you do respond, either A, you're okay with the status quo, or B, you pivot to something better, potentially, right? Or at least trying to see if it's better, potentially, right? So key message is, if you want to build massive wealth, if you want to be successful, make a decision, right? And like you said, every day that you're not making a decision, that's already a decision that you're making, which is doing nothing. So, if you want to get into multifamily real estate, if you want to learn how to build wealth, check out the mentorship program. If you have any comments or questions below, please let me know. I'd love to answer them. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with somebody who you think is stuck in paralysis and they just need that push, right? Because like that's literally it. That's the only distinction between someone successful and not successful, or someone who has wealth or no wealth, is making a decision and being intentional with your decisions, right? Because if you don't make intentional decisions, then your status quo will dictate what you are, and you'll see 10 years fly by and notice that you're stagnant, and versus somebody who's been, putting in the work, putting in the effort, making decisions, you'll see how much they grow in 10 years, right? So, don't be left behind, or it's okay. Like if you want to just take it easy, there's nothing wrong with that, right? But just be intentional with that decision. So hopefully you found value. Hope to see you next one. Thank you.